Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is democracy on the Horn of Africa, with emphasis on the country of Ethiopia. And we're fortunate to have with us to continue a discussion that was started last week with two other individuals from the countries of Ethiopia, two additional individuals, Mr. MAndargie1, and of course Dr. ANagatu. And of course, let me welcome you, Mr. MAndargie1 and Dr. ANagatu, to the show this morning, and to tell the two of you how delighted we are to have you here, and to remind you, as we tried to remind our audience earlier, that what we're trying to do is to simply continue a discussion that we had dealing with the countries, really in a real sense, on the Horn of Africa, but emphasis, as I also indicated, on the country of Ethiopia, because I think both of you have some real critical information that you would like to deliver to our audience this morning. Let's start off with you, Masai, by having you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that got you involved with this freedom fight for the country of Ethiopia and the Horn in general. And of course, Dr. ANagatu will give us the same kind of information, and then we'll talk about other things.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. I am a playwright, a poet, and I started fighting during the communist regime and the military regime in my country. I left my country in 1979 and went to Kenya. I was in exile there, and I know Kenya is also very much. I used to be a government official in my country, representative for Ministry of Culture and Sports. So when I was writing against that communist idea, regime, I was just having a lot of problems, arrested, so I was forced to run away from my country. Then I came to the United States for my security. And here I lived in Nashville since 1990. I used to be an Ethiopian community president, and now I am the president of the Tennessee chapter or branch for democracy and unity. That is the opposition party which is fighting against the present regime in Ethiopia.
Very good. Dr. ANagatu.
Yeah, thank you for having us. I'm by education, I am first I have my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa University. Then I went to India. They have one of the best universities there. I graduated in my master's in computer science and engineering. In 1992, I came to United States for my PhD, and since then, that is 1992 up to now, I have been living in Tennessee, and I'm now working in University of Memphis as a computer scientist.
Very good. Now, of course, both of you are concerned about the recent developments on the Horn of Africa, and I think the whole thing that we've talked about Kenya has simply highlighted some of the general problems. And I think that in a real sense, Masai, it has heightened it to such an extent that we all know more about the Horn of Africa now than we did several weeks ago, several months ago, certainly. But now, how do you see the situation in terms of what is going on now on the Horn of Africa? How is that going to impact freedom fighting in Ethiopia?
Well, the present regime, which is a dictatorship government, they come by themselves, and they are ruling by force, by gun, and the people of my country, they are dying by torturing, they are dying from hunger, they are dying from poverty because of this present regime, which is a dictatorial regime supported by international, like United States, by the name of terrorism, because they are fighting in Somalia. The American government are giving them support, money, ammunitions also, but they are using it They are using it for their own people. This regime, this government is terrorizing its own people. And they are pretending as if they are fighting terrorism in the other country. That is why we are here to explain, to tell the world to know. The present regime is really deceiving the international community by pretending as if they are running democracy in the country.
Very good. Of course, let us make preparations, Ms. Sai, for this first commercial break. And then Dr. Nagatu, when we come back, we're going to have you to pick up in terms of what he's talking about. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. The topic is